here we go. Do you remember what map 1 was for Dark versus Solar? That was Ancient Cistern. Ancient Cistern, Bobby. As we are getting into this and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Abydos and Club NV. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean herO player representing Dragon KZ Gaming. It is herO. I mean, I do apologize for not seeing the message in the chat. I do apologize. Yo, shout out to Wormsick in the chat. 5 a.m. here. Oh my, go to bed, Papi. Go to bed. It's getting late. It's getting late. As well as TBD Forever. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys have been having a great time. Hope you guys have been enjoying yourselves as we get into this. Imagine not cannon rushing. True. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I don't think I've seen herO cannon rush before. I've seen him cheese. We've all seen him proxy, but cannon rush? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. He's not Prince. Shaking my head, Prince. Shaking my head. No. But here we go. Finally, we get some variety. We've been casting almost nothing but ZVZs all day. We were able to cast a Terran earlier, but this is the first Protoss player we're seeing, so yeah, feels good. Feels good to see some Protoss. Sometimes. Feels good to see herO though, to be fair. He's a great guy. Great player. Amazing player, actually. And we'll see what we get into, as Cure is going for a Rax Expand opener here. He's even opting to skip his SCV Scout as well. So a very greedy opener from Cure overall. Skips his Reaper as well. So he's not very concerned at all with what herO is doing across the map. Is going for that Marine Reactor opener overall. Meanwhile, herO is just being a little bit annoying with this probe. Will be cleaned up though by this Marine. The probe wasn't able to get out in time. And I'm curious what herO was able to see with that probe. Did confirm the factory, was able to hug the wall close enough to actually spot that. So now he knows it's not going to be like a 3 racks opener or anything like that, which Cure has been known to do. He knows about at least the 1-1 opener. And behind this, herO is going to be opening up very safe. Oh my god. We don't have a Twilight Council opener. We don't have a Stargate opener. It is going to be a Robo instead. With this, we can get into fast Colossi or fast Robotics Bay, fast splash damage. But before that, if we want to be safe, we do have access to Immortal production. As I say that, two additional gates are thrown down here, so 3 gates in total, not too bad to work with. If we want to, we can even prioritize a Prism after this Observer, and with that, we can basically kind of be in the face of the Terran player with Stalkers, with Blink Stalkers, just pseudo Blink with the Prism instead. So I'm curious to see what herO goes for here. For the time being, just opening up with these Observers, prioritizing his scouting. And there it is. There is that Bay. And this is an interesting choice. Going for a fast Robotics Bay like this is, I feel like, typically a response to a 3-racks, just because getting a fast Colossus just completely shuts down bioaggression. But rushing into a Colossus like this can be a scary thing, can be a risky thing for certain. As Cure is going for a very fast drop across the map with his initial Marines. 7 Marines in total. This is going to get spotted here by the Observer. The Stalkers are getting into position. There aren't too many Stalkers, but bear in mind these are vanilla Marines. And there we go. Cure is being denied access into the main. And herO is getting away with this fast Bay. Hellion tries to slip into the natural, but we do have an Adept in position. The wall is a wall. The Bay has finished. And Colossus should be on the horizon. Meanwhile, behind this, we are getting into our standard 3-rack setup here off of 2 bases for Cure. No Gigafast third or anything like that. And again, the scary thing with this, it's a bit of a give and take. Obviously, because we don't have a Twilight Council and because we didn't open up with Stargate, herO, he gives up map control. You know, he can't shut down these drops anywhere near as easily. His army isn't anywhere near as mobile. He's just relinquishing the map to Cure, but in favor of getting into a very fast Colossus timing. He's going to be able to get into very fast 3 Colossus as well. And with that, he's just going to be pretty safe overall. So it's pretty interesting because herO is playing against his kind of reputation. He's known for being very aggressive, very in your opponent's face with Blink Stalkers, with even Phoenixes. But yeah, instead just going to be taking this with a little bit of a different approach. There we go. First Colossus is out, and this is, well, this should be scattered by the Hellion. Yeah, there we go. Hellion does confirm it. Oh. And we'll see if Cure can hit a timing here. We have 1 Colossus. We gave up a lot to prioritize these Colossi. But we know the Colossus can sometimes be rendered inert here by these Ravens. You know, once we do have full energy, we will have enough for 2 disables. So Cure can make something happen once he does have that energy, once he does have his medevacs. For the time being, though, he's going to be taking his 3rd base on location. Oh. And this will soon be confirmed here by the hallucination. Does see the 3rd as it gets thrown down. Sees the army as well. And herO, upon seeing the 3rd base, should be feeling pretty confident to just macro from here. He knows there's no 2-base all-in coming his way. He knows that Cure is being greedy as well by throwing down the 3rd on location. As the 2nd Colossus is already out. Again, herO barely has any units, by the way. He's got 3 Sentries, 4 Stalkers, which are in the main, and 2 Colossus. Like, there's not a lot to work with, but again, like, because of his opener, he was able to cut so many corners to get here so quickly. 3 Colossus already before 7 minutes. It's crazy. And again, because of this, like, any kind of bio push is just gonna melt, mate. Oh my god. But here we go. We have a triple drop being set up here outside the main base. We do have a shield battery. We have an overcharge. Oof. And the triple drop is denied. Again, very nice observer positioning here from herO. Has to be careful not to be caught out with his army, though. Very careful. Disruptor production already commencing. This is crazy. We already have our 1st disruptor, 2nd disruptor on the way. We have finally our gateway explosion, and momentarily, herO is going to be able to round out his army. Before that happens, it looks like Cure wants to try and pick him apart. We do have a double drop here towards the north, triple drop towards the south. It's going to be on herO to be able to split up his army accurately enough. We have 1 Colossus at the 3rd. We have another 2 here towards the south. Very vulnerable army, to be honest. Like, let's be real here. If Cure found this, he could probably be able to focus down the Disruptor as well as the Colossi. But yeah, I think herO recognizes that. Does back off. Cure able to saturate his 3rd here at this point, and he's going for a very biocentric composition. We are going to be letting up on factory production, so very minimal Widow Mines, very minimal tanks, and he's going to be focusing on Ghosts instead. So 4 mines, a tank, we're getting into those Ghosts, we're going to have those EMPs. It's a very flexible army, very maneuverable. Has a lot of potential as well to dive. And before we get too many Zealots here, like, I do kind of favor Cure in a way. Like, if he's able to find this, he can just stim forward, and there we go. Oh, but the force fields are going to be able to slow this down. Cure trying to chase this, but the Novas go off. Oh, just zoning Novas for the time being. So herO, he's going to be consolidating the rest of his army, and with the rest of his army, I do think he's going to have enough. The Raven moves forward. Where are the disables? He only gets 1 off. Oh, only a single disable. The Vikings are putting in a lot of work, but with 3 Colossi, with 2 Colossi, they evaporate the ground army. Oh my god. I can't believe that not a single Colossi died to the Vikings. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. The Archons and the Stalkers are doing such a great job at controlling the skies. And in that battle, herO did lose 2 Disruptors, but with these Colossi, you can go for a massive counterattack. Cure plummets in supply. He has reinforcements, but it may not even matter. Nice target firing on that 1st Disruptor. But herO, he's just going to keep on pushing. The boys are being pulled. And even with the boys, I don't know if it's going to be enough. 1 Colossus finally does go down, but GG gets called, and herO takes game 1. Oh. Wow, GG. Yeah, that fight unfortunately didn't go quite well for Cure. He only got one disable off, even though he had the potential for two. The Raven did get sniped before he was able to get that second one off as well, and that disable was really late. I don't know if you noticed, but the Colossus was able to get a couple, I think it was like 3 swipes before the disable landed. So it felt like Kira wasn't really ready for a fight at that moment. Like, he saw an opportunity to dive, but he wasn't expecting the rest of Hero's army to arrive as quickly as it did. Oh. So, unfortunately, the disables were a little bit late. The disruptors, the purification overs were landing. Yeah, after taking that fight, herO just snowballed into a victory. GG. And now, we're going to be getting into game number 2. Here we go. Oh boy. And yeah, it was a pretty solid game there from herO overall, to be honest. Pretty solid overall. Very unique opener as well. He was able to get away with. And now we are going straight into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the South Korean Terran representing Team Abydos, as well as Club NV. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Dragon KaiZ Gaming. It is herO. Oh boy. But yeah, pretty interesting game number 1 overall. Like, herO got away with so much. Going for that fast bay, wasn't really punished for it. Took full advantage of just such quick robo production. Maybe something that Cure really wasn't expecting overall. And yeah, now we're gonna have to shake things off and get into game number 2. And at least the thing about this matchup as well is that we have quite a large array of different builds that we can go for. I wouldn't be surprised if herO goes for a Twilight Council or even a Stargate opener this time. I would be surprised if he goes for a Robo first. We'll see. As the game is going to be getting underway, and this time Cure does go for an SCV Scout. If you recall, this is something that he skipped in game number 1. He skipped both the SCV as well as the Reaper. But this time, again, it's going to be a lot more on top of things overall. Gonna be zooming across the map, just making sure that everything is on the up and up. Oh, we actually finished the Zealot. I'm surprised. herO, he did make that Zealot to begin with early on, and I'm sure he was hoping that Cure would skip his SCV Scout. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so the Reaper is making its way across the map and is going to be able to shut down this Zealot. I do like that herO adjusted, to how Cure opened up game number 1, but yeah, Cure kind of bamboozles him a little bit. As the investment into this Zealot wasn't quite worth it in the end as a result. Same with this Stalker. Otherwise, herO would have loved to have rushed across the map and forced a delay on this CC. Cause a little bit of havoc. As once again, 2 games in a row. Oh my god. We see herO opening up Robo first. He goes for a Robo opening. Once again, I guess I have to echo what I said last game, where it's like, with this, we can get into a fast bay, we can get into fast splash damage. If you do smell an all-in coming your way, you can get into fast immortal production as well. It's a great way to be very, like, safe and defensive, but you do give up on, you know, again, your map control. You can't be aggressive with oracles or phoenixes, you can't really harass any mineral lines, and you can't really threaten any drops or anything with blink stalkers. So there's a bit of a give and take here as, oh, herO actually goes for the prism first. Let's go. We have 3 gates being set up in total here for herO. There's the other thing that you can do with this build, and that is be giga aggressive with your stalkers. Of course, the stalkers are going to be vanilla. They don't have any upgrades, but with herO's control, it's going to be as if they have blink. Reaper so far hasn't seen anything. He's going to try and get into the main base, and there we go. He has spotted the robo opener, but this could still spell many things just because herO did open this way 2 games in a row, so it isn't clear that a prism is rushing across the map. Here we go. As the prism moves out, the Widowmine drop also moves out. As the 2 ships do pass in the night. What do we have at home to defend? We have 9 Marines. Oh boy, and Marines against these Stalkers. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I say Stalkers. Adepts and Stalkers are gonna have a hard time. Here we go. A couple of SCVs are gonna get picked off. 2 of them in total so far. Oof. 2, 3, 5 go down, and the prism is able to sneak out towards the natural. At the same time, we have that drop coming in. It is spotted here by herO. We do see him attempt to pull the boys up, up, up. The observer. Oh my god. The pull was fast enough, and not a single Widowmine shot goes off, and not a single probe goes down. Oof. I can't say the same for that Stalker though. At least herO was KRA was able to get a kill on that Stalker. Does slow down this aggression, but 6 SCVs did end up getting picked off. And now herO is rushing across the map with everything he has. Is going to be looking to snowball. We do have 1 tank. This tank is going to be crucial in the defense. Unfortunately, the tank can only be in 1 place at a time. It's here at the natural. It's not in the main. But here we go. herO, he's going for the natural anyway. He wants it, Papi. The tank is going to be focused down, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit too much. The bunker goes down as well. We have the Warpin in the face of Kyr's army. The Marines are trying to hold strong here, but oh god, they are going to be able to clean up all these zealots, but not without losing 16 SCVs. Ay ay ay. The entire mineral line goes down, and that is just too much damage. We have a scan. We see a completely saturated base. GG gets called, and herO takes the 2-0. Ay ay ay. GG. Unfortunately, KRA wasn't able to read what herO was up to, again because he did go for a robo opener 2 games in a row, but had a different follow-up. And yeah, unfortunately the Widowmine drop just fell on its face, wasn't able to pay for itself either, and KRA was split up between the main and the natural because he didn't know where the army was going to come from. He didn't have vision on it. GG. GG. Wow. And this is the herO that we know and love, just hyper aggression in game 2, just able to out control, out position his opponent. And herO moves on to the grand finals. Oh, sorry, hold on. There you go. He moves on to the grand finals where he will be facing his opponent.